Oh, background. Oh no, what's that? It's not breaking news. I didn't press that. Get off. Hello, Spurs fans. I have to change my hotkeys. Hello, Spurs fans. Paul the Hotspur Hippie here. The only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. I hope you're all well this morning. Another beautiful day. The sun has risen in Sydney. I hope you're all right wherever you are on this old ball of dirt. And I have absolutely nothing to report. Well, I've got one thing to report today, and that's Harry Kane's appearance on that programme where they eat a lot of stuff that's got spicy food on it. And he marched through the wings with aplomb. Didn't talk about Tottenham too much. Talked about his partnership with Sonny. But the bit I liked was he was asked, what's your favourite chant? And he said, he's one of our own, he's one of our own, Harry Kane, he's one of our own. So you know what? I don't think he's going anywhere. Bayern Munich can keep on sniffing around. And yeah, maybe his 10%ers are over there just in case something stupid happens. You know, it's understandable. Keep your options open. But he's a Tottenham boy and he ain't going anywhere. He's staying with us. Well, he's going to get on that plane in, I don't know, what day is it today? It's still Thursday for you lot over there. But tomorrow he'll be getting on the plane. That's all that counts, really. He'll be playing the next game against West Ham. One game at a time, man. One game at a time. So who do you think out there is going to get on this plane? This is going to be an interesting thing. Who's going to be flying? Who's going to be left behind? What are your hopes? No centre backs. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. All the IDKs, the I don't knows out there, got it all wrong. Still no centre backs. I'm still not flustered though because we've got Ange in charge. Nice. It'd be nice to see a couple of academy players on the plane. Personally, I'd like to see Dorrington, Devine. Maybe there's a couple of Plakotsky. Probably, I've got to get that name right. Be nice to see a few kids get on the plane for the experience. Who should be left behind? Who should be left behind? That is another question for you lot out there, the internet nutters. Now, I almost wasn't going to do a stream this morning because obviously a lot of people are talking about the Dele Alli situation, and I don't know if I really want to talk about it, to be honest. It's probably going to come up in the chat. The reason for me is that he's had trauma, and I don't want to have anything added out there, even though it's supportive, obviously. Just adding to that stuff, really. It sounded like he was. He came out publicly talking about it. He didn't want to quite yet. The British media were on his case, and he just came out ahead of the storm to dictate it his way. So that wasn't fair on the guy. And I personally don't feel very comfortable with getting views and likes and whatever off the back of someone's trauma, basically. So just setting the tone there. Good luck to him. He's had help, and I hope he knocks it out of the park for Everton this season. Except when he's playing us, of course. Football's still football. There's a lot of it out there that's leaving a bit of a bad taste in my mouth, to be honest. The media's hounded him into doing this. Yet we're all going to still buy papers, aren't we? We're all going to keep supporting that machinery going that does this to people. So, conflicted about the whole thing, to be honest. Everyone seems to be a bit of a mental health expert at the moment, which is good. It's nice to have these little flourishes of empathy, but it'll all disappear again. That's the way society is, unfortunately. But suffice to say, good luck to the guy. Good luck to the guy. Now, I'll have a quick look at Twitter. Let's see what's happening here. I didn't have much to go on, really. Not much to go on. So I'm relying on the chat. Might be a super quick stream today. Who's getting on the plane? Who's staying in good old Blighty? Who's coming over to here to the arse end of the world? And it's the arse end of the world. If you know Perth, it's Perth's lovely actually. I've only been there once though, but everything it's like old schooly. Oh, it's been about 20 years since I've been there, but everything closed on a Wednesday afternoon. Like in a major city, everything's shut. Everything's shut. So maybe that's changed now. I'll just have a quick look at old Spurs here. See, I didn't see any more transfer speculation. I can't even type in Tottenham. Oh, yeah, it's old Stevie Perriman comes top of the list. They had a benefit night for Barry Daines, goalkeeper for Tottenham in the 70s, stretching just into the early 80s. Thanks to you, Steve Perriman says, thanks to everyone. Mickey Hazard, Glenn Hoddle, join me in Whitchurch this week. And to everyone who continues to kindly donate to Barry Daines' Just Giving page. I will just give that a retweet. That's not going to do anything, but you know. The Tottenham family is alive and kicking as we look to support one of our own. You know, and you've got to feel for some of these old-time players that kind of just missed the boat on the big cash cow express. I think that, you know, whatever fans can do, and more importantly, what clubs can do, and even current players can do to help those guys that just missed the boat, but nevertheless gave a lot of people a lot of entertainment, made their lives better, but didn't have enough money to maybe, you know, see them through the Indian summers of their lives. I think more can be done. I like that Spurs has got a lot of old players as ambassadors. You know, it's good. Good, give them a bit. I hope they're getting paid well though. They're not just exploiting their love of the club. You know, I'm all for a bit of jobs for the boys, for that sort of thing. I think it's great to see. Great to see. So good luck to old Barry Daines there. Yep, Spurs OTM here tweeted they've actually quoted Harry Kane's appearance on Hot Wings. And you know what? He's just got football brain. That guy's got football brain. He's got his football brain so massive. He hasn't got even any room to process taste buds, because he sort of came through it, and yeah, he found it a little bit spicy, but he didn't even sweat or anything. He just went, "Oh yeah, that's hot. That's hot." But that's about it. He's incredible. We've got to keep him. We've got to keep him. Madness to let a guy like that go. So Harry Kane on the greatest chant in football. Tottenham have a good one for me. They sing "He's one of our own." I scored a hat-trick in one of my first games. It was a Europa League game, and I just started hearing them sing "He's one of our own" because I came through the academy. It was their way of singing a song for me, and it really hit me hard. Amazing. It was amazing to hear. I was local to their stadium. It's pretty rare in our sport to have that. There you go, man. To have them sing "He's one of our own." It feels like I'm part of them, part of the fan group. It's pretty special. You know, does that sound like a man that's itching to leave Tottenham? I'm not so sure, man. I'm not so sure. I could understand it a couple of years ago. Tottenham were a basket case, and Man City were coming knocking. But let's see how Ange gets on with him. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised, and a lot of the media are going to be disappointed that he's going to stay at Tottenham, at least for this year, and I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. So there you go. That's all I got. Let's see if we've got any chats here. See if we've got any chats here. Oh, we got. Oh, you lovely people. We got loads. So I wasn't expecting this, but thank you anyway. I'll just get comfy, and we'll have a little look here. Oh, that's nice, eh? I never put the camera down too far enough, do I? I sort of overestimate my own height. Here we go. Is this going to work? Yes. Yasarian, first in, best dressed as usual, man. Good morning, hippies. Good morning. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. You're full in, man. You're full in. See? I think some people think there's some sort of hierarchy of like fans in a football club or Tottenham Hotspur more specifically. And for me, all you got to do is say, "Come on, you Spurs," and that's it. You're as big as anyone, man, and you've been come on, you Spursing like 2 or 3 times a day now. Bloody hell, man! You're full in. You're in. That's it. You're in for life. You're in for life. Welcome aboard, man. Hey, Quinn Ely. I don't have a hood on today, so I can't doff my hat for you. Yes, Paul, catching your show from the offing, lol. Yes. And there's you're speaking emoji. So a cat, a love heart with hands, and a cat. So I'm assuming that's good. Hey, here we go. Mark Cousins, the sheriff. Yeehaw! Big up, Paul. They'll be with you in Oz soon. Yes, still considerable distance away. It's like if you're, I don't know what the equivalent is. I think if you're in London, I suppose it could be like Moscow, maybe something like that. It's a long way away, but it's the same patch of dirt, isn't it? Same patch of dirt. It's all one land. It always was, and always shall be, in my opinion. But times run away with things a little bit. Kate. Hello, Kate. Evening, everyone, and good morning, Paul. I hope you're well, sir. Yeah, I'm doing not too shabby, man. Not too shabby. Here we go. It's Side Dancer. Hello, man. Hi, everyone. Mark Cousins. Breaking news. Okay, well let's just bring this up briefly. Mark Cousins, breaking news. PC is now fine. It's been tested on StreamYard, so the hammer has been packed away for now. I actually sent the hammer away to Perth because I got a call this morning, or late last night, from the Spurs medical department. They were checking into Heathrow. Pre-bags, all the medical staff go first, and they were overweight. So they had to leave various bits of equipment behind, including their hammers. And so I've just sent mine over there. I should be getting it back, when they leave, probably Wednesday next time. They might, if no one's injured, they might give it back to me sooner. So that's all worked out well. Everyone's saying hello. What am I doing? I can't. Can I work 2 things at the same time? Of course I can. Why couldn't I do that? I don't know. I can have a cup. Oh yeah, it's hard, isn't it? That's because I'm left-handed. Fucking hell. Oh, fuck me. That took me a while to figure out. I got confused. Why can't I use the phone and have a cup in my hand? Because I'm left-handed. Alright, here we go. Hey Chris, morning man. Meta Football TV. Get on over there. Is Ellie a mod? Ellie's a mod as well. You two can plug your own channels, go for it. I'm alright with that. Bit of corruption, that's alright. It's a football channel, isn't it? There's always corruption. Hey people, hope we're all well. Tough day today. Delhi and mental health took the news by storm. Yeah, it did. And yeah, like I said, Mark, I wasn't sure I was going to do a stream this morning because I didn't really want to dwell on it for the reasons I sort of said. I don't feel comfortable, talking about someone's trauma like that, really. Keep that hammer with the arm's length, Mark. Yeah. Nikos Kosti. Yasu. I hope I got that right. I hope I'm not assuming. I love seeing former players representing the club. Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? I love it. And I mean, if I ever saw, I think I missed one out a few years ago. I didn't know it was happening. I think Ozzy might have been out here a few years ago doing one of those Legends evenings, which I missed, because Ozzy did actually play one game for the National Soccer League, National Soccer NSL, the Australian team, St George Budapest. Just one game. I think he was on loan. I don't know quite how it happened to his career over here, but so that became my team when I moved to Australia. It was St George Budapest. I haven't got a Hungarian ounce of blood in my body, but went to a few games, and I used to enjoy it. The old soccer in Australia before they flowered it up, whitewashed it, and took all its identity away. But those days are coming back because we're bringing a two league system, and a lot of the teams that have been elected to the second division are related to some of those older National Soccer League teams, and I think they're going to basically all swap places with the A League made up franchises. Yeah, within about 10 years, if it's two up, two down, be 10 years and they'll all be swapped. Maybe we get a bit of heart back in the game. I think what one of the downfalls of National Soccer League in Australia was probably about the time of the Yugoslav War. Someone's commented about this before, but obviously tensions between Bosnian, Serbian, Croatian fans was high at that time. But that's in the past now. So I think we could have ridden that wave a little bit and gotten over that time and carried on with football the way it was back then. And it would be in a better state in this country, to be honest, I think. No problem. Ellie says, Paul, do you use coconut oil to keep your beard looking so ream? Well, do use shampoo and conditioner, and I've got some beard oil as well, because you gotta nourish it a little bit, otherwise it just goes all weird. So gotta be careful with it though. There have been times where I've run out of conditioner, shampooed it, and I've come out, it looks like a chin afro, which I quite like. I think it's quite funny. But there was one night I was going out to a gig, and they said, "Have you just been through a car wash?" Because it was just, it's incredible. But yeah, I didn't notice. Because I had a shower, shampoo, just went out, and then by the time I got there, it all dried up and just gone. Way. It was like the guy from ELO standing on his head. Sheriff says, I saw Barry Daines get injured at Ellen Road and Hoddle went in goal. Right, I remember that. I wasn't there, man, but I remember that. And Hoddle did all right. Is it weird, eh? I think Hoddle, he was like first in the queue to go in goal. Weird, wasn't it? I think he kept a clean sheet, didn't he? Didn't he? He kept a clean sheet in that game. I think we might have even won it. Oh no! You lot can talk about what you want. That's all. I'm not saying that. It's just I might not mention it so much. That's all. But if you lot want to chat about it in the chat, that's all cool. We ain't having it. Loved your Riverside vid. Thank you very much, man. You're a genuine, unique voice in the Spurs world. Thank you very much, man. Well, I don't know. Sometimes I want to just talk about wider issues, still with a spurious Tottenham connection, but I guess football. I think people that follow Premier League clubs have just got this idea that it's the best competition in the world, and I don't think it is. It's the highest paid, but I don't think it's necessarily the best. You could probably even argue maybe it's the highest technical standard, perhaps. I suppose you could say that, but I don't think that necessarily makes it the best. I really enjoyed watching Scottish football for the last couple of years when Ange was at Celtic, and I don't mind watching the odd lower league game here, Gladesville and Ride Magic. They're a Greek-based team, and money doesn't necessarily mean the best. And I think that money has done a lot to harm the game. And what I'm hoping is that someday the bubble will burst. Maybe in the Premier League or football as a whole, bring it back to more of a level playing field. Maybe Saudi Arabia splashing the cash, growing their league isn't a bad thing because it takes a bit of money away from English football, which I don't mind really. There's too much money in it. It's the sorry state of affairs when you've got countries owning football clubs. You know, gambling companies are in there, you know, making a lot of people feel that you're not really part of the game, or you're not enjoying the game unless you're having a flutter. I'm dead against all that. You know, I get people have a bet now and then, but it's just become so endemic. I'm just sick of seeing it, to be honest. I'm sick of seeing it. And you know, at the end of you know, I don't know. It's less of a physical contest because it's been sanitised to appeal to a wider, posher audience. Really, that's my opinion. Because if it was rough and ready as it was, you wouldn't have the big you know, the big satellite subscriptions. It would still be much more of a niche sport. So even though football has always been like the biggest sport in England, it wasn't like everyone was into it. You know, a lot of people weren't into it, especially in the, you know, maybe 70s to maybe early to mid 80s. Football had a reputation of being too rough in England, a lot of hooliganism, which I can't believe I never really saw any. I don't know where they went. I don't know. I just got the impression that the hooligan firms used to meet each other up in a car park somewhere and smash shit out of each other, but I never really saw it. I saw, you know, a couple of incidents, you know, but that was it. It wasn't. And I went to hundreds of games, and it was very rarely I saw. I could think of maybe twice. Twice I saw what I would call, you know, violence, and that was it. I never saw people rioting down the streets or anything like that. Maybe I was careful where I went. I don't know. I mean, I didn't. Maybe if I went to more away games, I would have seen more of it. I tended to just go to away games around London, a couple of trips around the country, but I never really saw it. And then all of a sudden it becomes this, I don't know, this Hollywood social media circus, really. And I don't know, I think all the money's taken a lot out of the game. It's ruined it, you know. And I hear a lot of old players talk. And like Steve Perryman, for example, he says he was glad he played when he did. So he didn't end up, you know, a multi-millionaire at the end of his career, but he seems to be pretty content that he played football in some pretty good times. And I'm lucky. I feel so fortunate that, you know, I wasn't around to see it in the 60s and 70s, but I saw it in the 80s and I really enjoyed it. And you know, now it's all about squeezing as much money from the fans as possible, milking that cow. And it's wrong. It's wrong. You know, football isn't their game, and you know, it's the people's game. You don't need any money to play football. You know, even if you've got no money, you can still kick a can around, can't you? You know, if you've got a little bit more money, all you need is a football and a patch of dirt, and you can play the game. You know, to see it at its top level, I just don't like it, man. Don't like it. You know, it's all been poshed and flowered up, dumbed down. You know, music and fireworks every 5 fucking seconds. We've got the Phantom Menace tune being played at White Hart Lane, just because isn't the football isn't the spectacle of the game? Isn't that not exciting enough for people? We've got to like scare, you know, make people jump out of their seats with flames and lights and bollocks. I think it just detracts away from the bloody game. I really do. Chris is saying here the best league in world football is the Brasileiro. If we stick to statistics, EPL is second. So what sort of statistics do you mean there, man? I'm not sure. I've tried to look at Argentinian and Brazilian league football from time to time. I don't know. I haven't really made enough of an effort to get into it. I think, you know, I don't know what team I'd get behind or whatever. But I'd be interested to know what the, you know, what makes you say that, Chris. Ellie Silly question, but hey, you've got to be silly now. Damn right, man. You've got to be. Oh, God. I've got a box of ducks in my head, man. There's no sense. Now, this isn't football fact. This isn't football fact on this channel. It's football bollocks. That's all it is. Because I don't know anything, man. Don't know anything. All I know is what I feel. That's what it is. I've said it before. Football's all about emotion. As soon as people say things like, facts and statistics, although not the one that Chris has just mentioned there, you know, I just switch off. What's the point in that? It's an emotional game played by human beings, and it should be refereed by a human being. It's all part of it. Referees make mistakes, but you've got VAR. You know, every 5 minutes there's another stat on the screen, just so people can have another flutter. You know, the worst thing I saw was like, well, it's a different sport, but you get it in football from time to time. It's when this thing flashes up, percentage chance of winning. It's absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It's like if a team's up 2-0, yeah, they've got more chance of winning, you know that. But, you know, to say they've got a 70% chance of winning is absolutely meaningless. Because then the other team gets one goal and it drops to 65%. You know, it doesn't tell you what's going to happen at all. At all. It's not predicting at all. All it's saying is, well, of all the games in the past, if you're 2-0 up, 70 or 80% of them go on to win. But that tells you nothing about what's going to happen in the game. I'm pretty sure the only reason they flash these things up is so that people put a bet on. That's it. Because it takes away from the game. When I'm watching a game of football, I don't want to see any shit on the screen. I wish there was an option where you wouldn't even see the score or the timer. So you're just closest to being there as possible. I find this in Formula One and other sports. It's like, okay, you've got a bigger screen, and it's, you know, instead of 4:3, it's 16:9, and they use the extra bits to just put shit up. And I don't want to see the shit. I used to like the days when I watched the football. I'd have no idea how much time was left because I'd forget to look at my watch or whatever. You wouldn't even know what the bloody score is sometimes. You know, they flash it up every 10 minutes or so. And I like the fact that when it was coming to half time, especially when you were at a ground, you had no idea how much time the referee was going to add on. It was frustrating, you know, but it was kind of good. I like the mystery of not knowing, the anticipation. Whereas now, you know, Monsieur Hublot comes out with the board, and it's you know, it's 5 minutes to go, and you kind of know, well, it's going to be about 5 minutes, isn't it? And it's like, bollocks. There's no mystery. Whereas, you know, it also leads to conspiracies, doesn't it? Fergie time. Did referees add on more time at Old Trafford if Old Trafford were behind? That sort of thing. I don't know if they did or not. You know, it could have been shit. I don't know. But, you know, there's a lot of that mystery's gone out of the game, hasn't it? What we got here? Chris says, talk crazy. My mate G got nicked in Croydon for having long hair and charting Palace. Oh, oh no, man! When they won, when they won promotion against Leicester, Rozzers were Chelsea fans. Yeah, well, there's no surprise there, is there? You know, you know, what characteristics do the police and Chelsea fans share? You know, I'll leave that. I'll leave you to join the dots on that one, people out there. People out there. Yeah, Mark Cousins, Sheriff. Yeah, remember whistling at the ref? That was it. You'd all whistle. But as soon as, like, if you were up, if you were winning 1-0 and it was a tight game, you'd be whistling at 85 minutes, 90 minutes. The whole crowd would be at it. Just whistling for fucking 10, 15 minutes, waiting for the game to win. It's hilarious. Oh, okay, right. So thanks for answering, Chris. IFFHS rankings. They say Brazil is ahead of EPL in 2023. I'm not familiar with this, Chris. So I'll just say Stema, Evanista to Mountain Bushman. What is this you're talking about here, Chris? Let me have a look. IFF. HS. I don't know what this is. International Federation of Football History and Statistics. Founded in 1984. And then I go to their webpage and I start getting confused. Okay, well I might have a little look at that. I don't mind statistics when you're talking about things like that. Where statistics bog me down is when you're talking about individual performances in football games. That's where I just like FIFA rankings. I find that quite interesting to look at. You know, it's probably based on the ELO system, which is an old chess ranking. Which I remember it was one Rugby World Cup, and I made a spreadsheet, and it was based on ELO rankings. And actually, it was a very, very good predictor of what results would be in that Rugby World Cup. There's some sports that are more form driven than others, and for that particular tournament, rugby was definitely it. So the idea of ELO is like if you're you all start off at say 1,000 points, and if you win a game, your points go up. If you lose a game, your points go down, and over time teams separate, and then, for example, if Argentina world champions were to play Liechtenstein and Argentina would win, there's an expectation that Argentina would win. So they still gain some points, but not that many. And Liechtenstein would lose points, but not that many. But if Liechtenstein beat Argentina, Liechtenstein would get a shitload of points, and Argentina would lose a shitload of points. And over time, you get. I think it's an interesting way of ranking people. You know, it's quite fascinating that. Davo, g'day Paul and Co. Late again. Keep up the good work, mate. Have I missed much? Nah, load of old dribble, man. To be honest with you, I'm tap dancing a bit because there's nothing happening in the Spurs world. But I'll ask you lot out there, who's not getting on the plane in about 24 hours or less than 24 hours? Who's not coming to Australia? And what do you all expect? What do you want out of this pre-season friendly tournament? You know, for me, I just want to see the start, the embryonic stages, the primordial soup of how Ange and Tottenham Hotspur are going to play a bit of football for the coming years. You know, I'm not expecting wild and crazy results or anything like that. And, you know, Ange wants to be ready to go at the start of the Premier League. So time to, you know, experiment a bit. Obviously, he's going to want to win the games. There's no doubt about that. I mean, a friendly, I don't know if there's much such thing as a friendly inside Ange's head, but he's going to be trying different things out. He's had a couple of weeks with the players now. He's getting a feel for them. So I just want to, you know, for me, when we walk out against West Ham, I would rather lose 10-0, but see us try something and it not quite work out, than us win 1-0 the way we've been playing in recent matches. You know, there are no stakes. It's always nice to win. Don't get me wrong. It's always nice to win, but I won't be getting all panicky and you know, blood pressure if it don't work out for us. But it's just going to be nice to see. I mean, Ange is going to get a great reception, and Tottenham Hotspur are going to get a great reception. There's no doubt about it that the fans are going to be. I'm pretty sure the fans are going to be overwhelmingly on Tottenham's side. So it's going to be. I think it'll be a good atmosphere. Ange is going to love it, and you know, be interesting to see, won't it? Be interesting to see the primordial soup. You know, all that goop. You know, 4 billion years ago, a bolt of lightning or something hits it. And then, like, footballers emerge, start knocking it about a bit. It's going to be fun to see. Yeah, ELO, man. ELO. Jeff Lynne. What was his name? The man with the hair. That's what my hair goes like, even though it's not ginger. If I shampoo and don't condition it, I might do it one day because it does look a bit funny. Yeah, fuck it. Why not, eh? Hey, I'm staying here. Love a bit of ELO. Yeah. They're great. All right, here we go. On topic, Kate. on topic, Kate. Nice one. Kate's taxiing down the runway at Heathrow, and she's saying, "Halt, verboten," and she's saying to certain players, "You're not coming on this plane. You're not coming on this plane. You know, I don't care what Ange is saying. This is what I'm saying, and I'm the captain of this plane, and what I say goes." She's saying, "Sanchez, Lo Celso, Lloris, Rodon all staying at home," and I concur with. I don't know about Rodon. I don't know what the story's going on with him. I'm not seeing any, transfer speculation or anything like that. I don't know, if we're going to give him a go or not. I'm open-minded to Rodon, really. But Sanchez, I mean, he's got a couple of clubs sniffing around him, hasn't he? So is Lo Celso and so is Lloris. In fact, it looks like, there's a bit of a bidding war almost for some of those players. So, that wouldn't surprise me if those three stay at home. I don't know who else would be left behind. Obviously, Sessegnon and Foster, they're both injured. Poor, I got a feel for Sessegnon. I mean, he was crap for us last year, but hamstring's a horrible injury, and at least. I was having this chat with a mate of mine last night about how at least, back in the day where sports was more amateur and a lot of these, more in other sports than maybe football, because football's been a bit more professional since at least the 60s. But when professional athletes had also day jobs, and if they'd get injured during their, game, they weren't covered by anything. So at least now, it seems to be the done thing that that footballers are looked after. Although there was a thing a while ago, wasn't there? Was it? I think it was the Conference League in England, and they made this decision that said football clubs can take players off their books if they're injured for more than 12 weeks, which is, I don't know why they did that. I don't know if that was, because I didn't see at the time in the reports, I didn't see that was something that that clubs were crying out for. It's just a weird decision. It's not ethical, If you're making money of these guys, and it's their livelihood, especially at that level where you're not going to be earning big bucks at that level, but you're still going to be a footballer and entertaining your local community more than probably bigger teams are. It's more of a local thing, and if a player gets injured, you've got to look after them. I don't care what their ability is. If they're on your books, you've got to look after people. There's enough money around. Cases, pilot case, your name's not going down. You're not coming on, man. It's as simple as that. You're not coming on. Yeah, when instant coffee goes cold, man. I feel like I'm on hot wings. No, you're not coming on. Sorry, Ange. I'm overruling you on this one. It's my plane. Ellie says, I want to see us go out. Oh, hang on, it's moved up. I want to see us go out go out. Oh. See, it's that coffee. It's buggered my brain now, isn't it? The box of ducks is quacking. They're revolting. Here we go. I'm going to have to read it slowly, maybe. I want to see us go and out of honours and a big statue of... Big Billy Nick in West Ham's dressing room. To remind them of who's their daddy. The cocky conference winning twats. So you're going to commission a local Australian artist to a quick bronze statue of Bill Nicholson and just leave it. Well, it's probably going to be more of a home game for Tottenham, so hopefully there's a little bit more dark arts there. I'm with you, Ellie. A bit more dark arts. Leave a few jobbies in the West Ham the changing room toilets. That's always a good trick. I forgot what player I heard said that. Damn, who was it? it was like a well-known, fairly recent professional football that would say when you like if you were drawn away in the FA Cup to a non-league side, they would you know within the law they would make it as hard as possible, and that was something they used to do. Would be just leave a little guest in the visitors' changing room toilets, just to, it's a game of percentages, isn't it? So if you're faced with that, maybe that just takes like 1/10% away from your performance for that day, or maybe it fires you up. But I like stuff like that. I'm all for it. A bit of gamesmanship, a bit of dark arts. Reguilon's not coming either. Neither. Well, Sessegnon's injured, so he's not. He's going to have a bit of rehab. Reguilon, off, off, off. I've told you once before, sir. This plane's not moving. This plane's not moving until you get off. Then there'd be some twat with a bloody mobile phone videoing the whole thing just to sell to those bloody arsehole merchants on Fleet Street. The Fleet Street meathead hacks who specialise in fucking misery for everyone. You know what? I've mentioned this a few times. It's worth seeing the 1962 interview with Danny Blanchflower. It's on YouTube. And one thing he says about journalism, and this was in 1962. This was... How many years? Hang on. 60 years ago. God, I feel old. Funny, I was born closer to the Second World War than today is to when I was born. Things like that blow my mind a little bit. But back in 1962, he said the standard. I'm paraphrasing here. Go and listen to the great man himself. But I'm going to paraphrase for him. It's not a quote. He was saying journalism, the standard is terrible, and he was talking about football's becoming more and more international, more and more European. Not as that it's spreading out of England, but we're more and more interested. Someone in Berlin's more interested in what's happening in a game in Paris. That was his vision of European football. He's so ahead of his time. Well, so was Bill Nicholson. Europe was important for Tottenham. We were one of the first that really took it seriously. That's why we won first. And he was alluding to like tittle tattle. He says, someone living in Moscow, what do they care about the wife of some Leeds United player? What do they care about what they're up to? He's kind of talking about the intrusion into private lives, and they're more interested in the game, aren't they? More interested in the game, and I still think there's scope for that. A good football journalism. I don't care about anyone's private life. It's none of my business. That's why I didn't even watch All or Nothing, because I knew it'd be staged. I knew it'd be behind the curtain. I don't want to know. I just want to enjoy the football. Dave O says, Jeff Lynn, man, he sold his mansion to fellow Midlander Robin Campbell of UB40, who had to sell it to cover the legal bills by his own brother, Ali, who left the band. That's what happens when, when lawyers and money and big business get involved in music, isn't it? It's, I suppose that's one of the different, like with football, it's all mercenary and cut and throat. I mean, it is a cutthroat business, but the legal side, I guess, is not as important. But when you talk about musicians, and they would have got together, love playing to each other, and then when they want the band to split up, then or go their separate ways, it's like when the Beatles split up, it was like a divorce because of all the money men involved. It's sad to see, horrible, all very messy. Yeah, it is a shame, and it turns brothers against each other, family against each other, friends against each other, who without all that shit could just quietly go their separate ways, couldn't they? But this just brings out a load of extra hate and animosity, that wasn't there, because once you get lawyers involved in things, and I can speak from a bit of personal experience, once you get lawyers involved, everything ramps up, man. Everything ramps up. It's horrible, horrible. Another thing that's fucked with today's world, Daniel with Cowpoint, g'day from South Africa. Hail, hail. Celtic fan. I thought Ange spoke very well in his interviews about Spurs and Celtic. Yeah, it was nice to see, wasn't it? I thought it was good to see him, spend some time paying some respect to Celtic as well. Hopefully that went down well with the Celtic fans, and You know, he spoke glowingly about Brendan Rodgers, which was nice, and how it was a hard decision for him to leave. But Ange likes a challenge, and I think, you know, the remaining challenge for him at Celtic would have been really to win the Champions League. That's what he would have wanted to do, is win it. But he probably saw there's more of a challenge at Spurs, a big club, which I love the fact that he's talked about. He saw in his childhood, talked about some of our players in their FA Cup win, not scared to talk about that sort of shit. Whereas some managers, I don't know, some of our managers and even our club doesn't want to talk about things like that in our past. And I think it's really important. And you know, I think some people out there have got the opinion of you know, all you can do is talk about past glories and history. Well, that's what football's about, isn't it? That's what football's about. It's not just about the present. It's about the club you follow, and it is all about their past glories. You know, I don't care if you're, you know, I don't know, an Accrington Stanley supporter going on about how you're a founding member of the Football League. Why not? Why not? Football's all about romance, drama, emotion, and history is all part of that. And that doesn't mean you don't want to have success today or win today or have more glory today. But, you know, I don't think there's not a club in England that doesn't have a good history. They've all achieved something, big or small. And I like that something that Ange talked about in his conference about success. You know, everyone is trying. Everyone's going out there and just trying, aren't they? Really. Whether that's in the football world or just in life, you know, everyone's just trying to do their best, just trying to do their best to get by, because life ain't always fucking easy, you know. And you know, I don't know. I thought he knocked it out of the park in his interviews. Really did, and I knew he would. I was absolutely confident. Echo, is it winter there? Yeah, it is, man, but it's a lot milder than an English winter. Having said that, though, our, you know, accommodation buildings aren't built for cool weather, and when I say cool weather, I'm talking about, you know, under 20. You know, 20 might seem warm, but when you're inside and it's lower than room temperature and you've got no central heating, it can get bloody cold inside. Just like the same in England. England is not built for hot days. So if England has a day of 31, which is like warm here during the summer, but it can get a lot hotter, you don't have the air conditioning and stuff to cope for it and all that. So yeah, it's winter here, but it's doable. You know, you can still get outside. There's still plenty of daylight, so that helps my mood as well. I'm getting a bit of vitamin D into my skin, my pale skin, you know. In Kendall. I'm hoping Ange brings the team to the East Coast sometime. Yeah, maybe next year, man. Maybe next year. It'd be cool, wouldn't it? I'd love it. Oh, fucking hell, man. I'd love to watch Tottenham alive again. You know, I don't think it's going to happen, really. But if they played in Sydney, I would definitely want to go to that, man. It might happen, you know, it might happen. Especially with Ange in charge. Kate says, I crease her up, man. Well, don't focus on the fucking runway, Kate. Don't start laughing. God's sakes. We want the team to get here. Not just like do figure of eights on the runway. You know, that runway, Heathrow Airport. I remember when my ex-MP, old Bojo, Boris Johnson said, I'll be with you when the bulldozers come protesting against the expansion of Heathrow Airport. Where was he? He was fucking abroad, wasn't he? Daniel McAlpine, but it's not a political channel, but it is Hotspur Hippie. It's not Hotspur Hopkins. You know, that's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. Is El Tel there somewhere? There he is. Sorry, man, I missed you. Buenas noches, campeón. Hola, compañero. Good to have you around. Ellie. I love a bit of dark arts. I'd leave a skunk in the West Ham changing room too. Now you you're a footballer for Tottenham Hotspur yourself, Ellie. Tottenham Hotspur ladies. Were there any dark arts that either you partook in? Well, I don't want to incriminate anyone. I'm sure there's a statute of limitations of leaving a bit of a jobby in the other dressing room. So I don't want you to get in trouble with the fuzz or anything. But did you hear or see, or were you a victim of any dark arts when you were playing for Tottenham, or was it were you more sportsmanlike, to use a gender-specific word for a woman's team? I'd be interested to know, man. I bet you've got some bloody story there. Come on, Ellie. Come on, Ellie. Chris is saying smash the lights. Thanks very much, man. Thanks very much. How many people we got in this morning? How many people got in? I'm looking at the wrong thing, aren't I? That's not going to tell me. Oh God, this internet lark, man. This internet. Oh wow, I've got quite a few in for me. So that's nice. Hello everyone. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I've got a GoFundMe in the description. Things are getting tough, to be honest. Things are getting tough. I might have a smile on my face because I'm a hippie, aren't I? I'm not a materialistic guy, and there's no tow bar on a hearse and all that. But I'm finding it really tough at the moment. Any donations, to get me through the next few weeks, be well appreciated. I've had a lot of support already, without which I really don't know what I would have done. I would have fucking existed somehow, but it would have been a lot harder, and it's made a real big difference. So thanks. But just you watching and all that. So click like and subscribe if you want to. I'm not going to badger you to do that, because I like to feel people click like and subscribe of their own accord. I don't want to build a subscribership of people that I've had to tell to subscribe. And if you don't subscribe and you still come and watch now and then, that's fine as well. I really, I'm not fussed. It's cool. The only thing is, I'd like to get to 1,000 subscribers. But after 1,000 subscribers, it doesn't matter if I've got 1,001 or 2,000 or 10,000. It doesn't. Because it's all about people coming in and watching and having a chill and fun time. Whether you click like and subscribe or not don't make any bloody difference, really. So you just do what you want to do, man. Do what you want to do. Rock and roll. I'm waiting for Ellie's skunk stories here. I hope she's still here. I want to hear some Ellie Dark Arts tales. You're sorry, and hello again, man. You're here from the beginning to the end, man. Looking forward to whatever Ange chooses to bring over to have a run, so he can see for himself, and I can have a look at him for the first time as well. Yeah, this is gonna be exciting for you, man. So Yasarian's a new Spurs supporter, and I'm just gonna get a quick drink of water because I wasn't expecting so many people to be in this morning. So bear with me. Yasarian's a new Spurs fan. So this is exciting for you, man. This is the first time you're going to see your new team. And Yasarian's come over because he's been following Ange for years and he wants to see him at Tottenham. And Yasarian used to play soccer himself, which is cool. And so I'm excited for you, man. I really am. This is pretty cool. First time you're going to see Spurs with Ange in charge. Nice one. That's a good story. That's cool. That is cool. It's almost like you're a 4-year-old boy going to your first match or something. It's exciting. It is exciting. David Clark, morning, Squire. Ange spoke well of Brendan Rodgers. He certainly did. He's not a good judge of character then, because here in Leicester we know him very differently. Well, you've got your own baggage, haven't you? Because you're a Leicester City fan. But I wouldn't have expected Ange to say anything else, really. He's a generous guy. I'm sure Celtic, he'll do well at Celtic again. Hotel Cockerell. Oh no, he's asking her. Will Kate let Dyer on? That's you're fucking staring, aren't you? Here we go. Dyer can be club councillor as he was good with Delhi, but he is forbidden from playing football. Yeah, well, you know, there we go. Paul, would you ever shave your beard off? The only times I've thought about it, I suppose, is when I have a bit of pizza or curry and it gets in it, and I think, oh, I've had a shower 5 minutes ago. I've got to go and fucking do it again. But someday I might wake up and feel like a change. I don't know. I might do. I don't know. I know I can grow another one. It doesn't take that long to grow a beard. It's not as big as this one. I mean, this is a couple of years now, this one. But it gets quite big quite quickly. I don't know, might do. David Clark, did you know that West Ham United, Stratford FC, have never actually played in West Ham? Because their old ground was in East Ham, and their new rented stadium is near Leighton Orient's ground, near Westfield. Near Westfield. Come on, you shoppers. They're not the Hammers anymore, they're the shoppers. Kay says, I bought Jimbo tickets for the Shakhtar friendly on August 16th. Oh, nice one. That's pretty cool. Wow, that's pretty cool, man. George got a donation through. Hope we reached target. Oh, George, thanks, man. Thanks, man. That's really, yeah, that's great of you, man. That's really great, you know. Because money's a tight old thing at the moment for a lot of people, and I really, I do want to get to 1,000 subscribers because it makes me feel a bit more legit then, instead of it's a weird thing, isn't it? It's a weird thing. Like I'm asking for money now. It feels like begging, which is why I don't really like going on about it too much. It doesn't make me feel particularly, proud of my circumstances, or I don't know why I should feel like that. It's just low self-esteem, I suppose, sometimes. But when you become 1,000 subscribers, this arbitrary milestone that YouTube have said, then I can change to membership and super chats, and it somehow becomes not begging, and it's like, well, people are paying for entertainment. So I mean, that's the way I'm kind of thinking of the GoFundMe. Is like I'm just bringing that forward a little bit. Yeah, I am asking for a bit of a handout. I don't like doing that, but it's also, I suppose, if you kind of like what I'm doing on the channel. And I when I've had money and when I've had a credit card, more importantly, because I ain't got a credit card at the moment, I used to do it. There were channels I liked and I used to subscribe to because I used to like what they do. And maybe there's something wrong in my head that I feel that I don't know, dirty about doing that. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's weird. Box of ducks in my head. I'll get over it because I am enjoying this, man. I'm really enjoying this. It'd be, I'd love to keep doing this, I will start working again in a couple of months, but I'll still keep doing this, and, it'd be an absolute bloody dream to be able to do this instead of, like, normal work. Fucking hell, man, what a privilege. And some of the channels like, we are Tottenham TV, I think they're full-time people that do it. I mean, I'll never be able to do the standard of stuff they do, not in their way anyway. Maybe in my own way, I'll be fun for people, but I certainly get a lot of info and entertainment from watching them. And I guess I watch YouTube stuff a lot more than I do normal TV. So I'm glad that they managed to make a quid out of it. It's good fun for them, good fun for me. It'd be nice to see some other channels get up there as well. Good fun. Dave Clark, I watched the video of Harry Kane American show. Yes, man, I just watched that. The reason I started a bit late today, because I was watching that, where the guest tastes hot, spicy sauces, and he said that when he was 17, for 6 months, he only used his left foot to improve and make him a top finisher. Yeah, it was interesting. I didn't know that, because those of you who haven't watched his hot spicy wings thing yet, he was asked about things he did in training, and one of the things was even though he could use his left foot, he wanted to make it more natural. So for I think it's 3 months, 6 months, whatever, he focused on really just using his left foot, until it became natural and he became a two-footed player, which just goes to show you, and I've found this in things myself, in life, when you start off at something that you want to do, you're going to be shit at it. I'm not a big believer in natural talent at all. It's more about love and natural desire. You know, I mean, people obviously have some sort of physical limitations or what they can do, you know, things like that. But when you start off at something, you're going to be crap, but you keep doing it, and you just get better. You just get better bit by bit by bit until you get really good at something. When you get really good, it's like fucking amazing, you know. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thanks, George. Girl love Spurs. Exactly. One big Spurs community, and we all look after our own. Yeah, and that's, you know, and that's what I don't want to exploit as well. You know, it's weird. It's weird. Very complex, my brain. Very complex. I've got a long way to go. I've only got 114 subscribers. Well, you're getting, you know, you're getting up there, and you know, I guess I had the benefit of being on other people's channels here and there before as well, Kate. So, you know, I've been doing stuff on Irish Hotspur for about a year and a bit, I suppose. So it wasn't like I was coming out the blocks. You know, I had a head start. But like I say, it's just practice, isn't it? You just keep going. Like, and I'm convinced, right? YouTube is one of those weird things. I said this, but I reckon you could do a video, you could do a YouTube channel of just peeling it. You could call it Daily Orange Peel, and it'd just be up every day. You'd be uploading a 7-minute video, because I think YouTube likes things over 7 minutes. You're just peeling an orange, different orange every day, upload that once a day, and in 5 years you'll have 1 million followers. That's just got to stick at it. That's the message in it. You've got to stick at it. Like, there's this one channel, the Hydraulic Press channel, which I mean, I quite enjoy watching actually now and then. And all he does is he's got a hydraulic press and he just squashes things in it. And he's got, like his Social Blade estimate for his earnings just through advertising, like it's like 25 million or something like that. But he's been doing that every day for a long time, you know, a long time. So you just keep at it, Kate, man. That's all you got to do. You're people, we all find each other, you know. We all find each other, you know. That's why I'm not really chasing the numbers, because I figure eventually my kind of crazy person will find me, you know. If I start saying, subscribe, blind, you fucking subscribing, I'm going to get people that are commenting and watching that are going to be a bit of a downer vibe, I reckon. You know, I don't want all that. I just want naturally for nutcases to find me, so we can all be crazy together. It's great. Dave Io says, the thing I always say to the new self-named Galacticos of Europe, West Ham. Is that what oh, bless them. Bless them. Is at least we have a ground and don't play our football at the local council running track. And you know what, I know, don't get me wrong, I do hate West Ham. I do hate West Ham. But I'm kind of, in the broader picture of football, I do kind of feel sorry for them. I do, because, and don't get me wrong, I do hate West Ham. I'm not showing fondness for West Ham, but it's a symptom of the way football has been going, isn't it? We're lucky in some ways that, you know, we got rid of White Hart Lane, the original ground, which, you know, I don't know if that was a good thing to do or not. I don't know, because I don't think it's made us any better footballers until we got Ange. But at least it's on the same site. Arsenal moved. I don't feel sorry for those arseholes. But West Ham have moved quite a distance away to a completely soulless ground. It was just an owner, you know, one of those owner decisions, and these people pay themselves million. Like Karen Brady, bloody Alan Sugar's protege. She pays herself, 2 million a year, something like that. It's just obscene, man. When you've got fans that are busting their arse to buy a ticket, and some people can't afford a ticket anymore, but you've got loads of fans that, you know, their club is their life, and they're making sacrifices to go and watch their team play because it's so important to them. And these millionaire fuckers are really just exploiting that to fill their own pockets. And I don't, all this shit about, are they're worth their money or they're great businessmen. They're not. They're just fucking scumbags. I shouldn't be swearing so much, going to put advertisers off. I might not be able to be advertiser friendly. But on this subject, I do get quite heated because I just can't stand any of these scum that take millions out of a club in pay packets. And basically, what do? Are they really that better at a job than some bloke off the street, some woman off the street? Do they really do? Are they really £2 million a year better at the job than that? Do they generate that much? It's all crap, man. So I do kind of feel a bit sorry for West Ham fans that they've lost their home ground at Berlin. Because to me now playing, maybe put it this way, to me playing West Ham isn't something feisty anymore. Playing at that ground, it's not West Ham anymore. West Ham has kind of gone, hasn't it? David Clark, my 26 years football career, I could both cross and score with both feet, but I couldn't head the ball. But I remember all 3 goals I scored with my head. I as a fullback, I only scored 1 goal. Well, 1 goal that I can remember anyway. I scored a couple of headers from corners, but there was 1 goal I can remember. Can't remember the tackles. I've put so many tackles in, but this is just like amateur and easy stuff. I certainly remember the 3 goals I let in as a goalkeeper in 10 minutes. Ben Kaufman! Did anyone say nutcase? Yeah. But yeah, I like nutcases. I am one. I don't mean that in a mental health sense. I mean just, colourful characters. Not one of the beige Borg members of society, We all have to behave in a certain way. You've got to be, not too loud, Don't say certain things. And I'm not talking about the people who talk about snowflakes either. Don't rock the boat, I guess is what I'm saying. Don't rock the boat, David Clark says, I do hate West Ham, but I'm man enough to admit that West Ham did win the 1966 World Cup. No, I'll never admit that. Because they didn't. It was England. They beat West Germany, which brings me on to my other point. Germany have only won World Cup, same as England. All the other ones were West Germany, weren't they? No one agrees with me on that. I don't know. But it's a fact. It's football fact, not football bollocks. Everyone's saying... Jim, it's Mr. Cake. G'day, man. Hope you had a good birthday, evening, or should I say morning, Paul, and my fellow Spurs lovers in Ange we trust. We certainly do. And it's only what's today? Friday today. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's only 4 days. It's only 96 hours. Hang on. What time is it? Plus 12. 108 hours. It's only 108 hours till we get to see the march out. 8 o'clock Sydney time. Yep, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I've got that right. 108 hours till we start seeing glory, Tottenham Hotspur. The road to glory starts here. I can't wait. I'm very excited about it. I don't think I've been as excited about pre-season friendly. I don't think I've ever been this excited, actually. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be great. Everyone's saying goodbye, hello to each other. Alright, let's have a look here. Let's have a look what's going on here. Yeah, see how many people are in watching. Oh, so bad at YouTube and technology. I mean, I do say that a lot, and it's not something I wish I was any better at, to be honest. So, I'll just have a quick look on the Spursosphere, see if anything's going on. Yeah, it's been a cool stream this morning. Thanks everyone. Let's have a look here. Tottenham latest. Anything happening? Yves Bissouma's having a laugh again. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I'm looking forward to seeing Yves Bissouma. He seems to be full of a bit of sparkle. I know they pick and choose their videos, but he seems raring to bloody go. And he's a huge guy. I think he could do some good damage for us. I hope, well, maybe Ange has got something going into him. Oh, what's this? Last word on Spurs are saying there are fears at Tottenham Hotspur that Liverpool could hijack their move for central defender Mickey van der Ven. I mean, who knows if that's true or not? Who knows? I'll wait till these things happen. Who's this? Who's this? Shit, someone with 1.9 million followers. Well, they must be true, eh? Ah, hang on. The source is Bayern Munich. Bayern bosses had a meeting today in London with Tottenham's Daniel Levy to negotiate a transfer for Harry Kane. I don't think he's going. Don't think they're going. I don't think he's going. Let's have a look here. The Athletic are reporting it as well. David Ornstein is reporting it. No fresh offer, no price given. So, you know, there's nothing happening there, is there? I mean, clubs talk with each other all the time, you know. So I'm not worried about that. Last word on Spurs. Last word on Spurs. All right, this is interesting. Alistair Gold is saying this. All right, Alistair Gold, the man of many words online. So this is the tweet here. This is it breaking news? Yeah, fuck it. I haven't put breaking news up yet. Here we go. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. Breaking news. Breaking news from Last Word on Spurs and Alistair Gold. New Tottenham Hotspur head coach James Postecoglou has left a positive early impression on Harry Kane. Postecoglou and Kane's early chats were positive. Duo have got the things over my face now, so I better hurry up. Duo have got on well since the striker returned to the Enfield-based complex, with the 57-year-old Australian making a positive impression on this star man. Suggestions that the two were said to me in some big showdown have been played down. Nobody believed that these discussions were more than just a Spurs player meeting, getting to know his new manager. There we go. Got in that. There we go. So it looks like Harry's all aboard the Postecoglou choo-choo. Yes, man. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. I knew there's a storm in a teacup. Knew there's a storm in a teacup. Oh, now I can't get back to the page where I had the things on. Fuck you, Twitter. Arse. So yeah, and that's just the way that Ange played it. No big showdown, you know. Just impressed. So he's left. Yeah, it's not like he met with Nuno, you know. I mean, that wouldn't have helped the situation 2 years ago, would it? We hire Nuno, you know. He's met Ange, and because Harry's got a football brain, I've got no doubt about this. Harry's got a football brain, which is perfect. I mean, and that's genius level, you know. And Ange has got a football brain too, and so they've somehow their two football brains have got together. And probably without even saying many words, there's a football brain understanding, you know? There's a football brain understanding. So, that's it. End of story. End of story. No agents, no Mr. 10%ers, no people sniffing around. It's just Ange and Harry just looked at each other probably. Yeah, all right, get out, kick a ball around. That's it. They're both winners. Despite what people might say about Harry Kane, he's a bloody winner. He wants to win. He wants to win a fucking trophy for Tottenham. That would mean the world to him. I mean, his favourite chant was, we know now, is he's one of our own Harry Kane. It affected him. The big man himself said that. You know? He had every chance in that interview with Hot Wings to pick an England chant, and he did mention England quite a lot. But he picked Tottenham. All right, here we go. A few more chats here. David Clark, only Leicester Saturday Premier League. Oh, Saturday. This is David's playing career. Saturday, Premier League, New Park Social Club, and as a player manager, Old Lancastrians FC, where we won the League Cup, beating Premier League champions and cup holders. Nice one, man. Nice one. Jose says, we'll be interested to find out tomorrow who made the play and who's been left out. Yeah, well, that's something to talk about at least, because it's not like else playing fucking happening, is there? Kate's already got the manifest. 26 souls on board. David Clark says more journalist bullshit because Sky Germany is pushing this fairy tale. Exactly, man. It's where all the reports are coming from. It's just, I mean, it is pathetic, isn't it, really? I mean, it just shows you, you know, German media, English media, Australian media, you know, they're all vermin. You know, I've got such little time for the journalists. You know, when I see journalists talking on Talk Sport, there's something about the cut of their jib I just don't like, man. I just don't like it. There's a couple of exceptions. Like I'd say Jim White seems to be pretty good. Don't mind Jim White, but a lot of them, you know, they're full of their own self-inflated opinions, and they don't know shit. Especially when they start talking about, you know, what's going on in people's minds or motivations and things like that. There's one guy, is it Darren Lewis for the Mirror? He's big on it. Every time he's talking, he says, you know, he'll say, I'm trying to think of a player with an example. Let's listen. I mean, this is just an example. I'm making this up. This is fiction, but this is the kind of thing he does. Say like Erling Haaland winning the Champions League. Lewis will say something like, "And Erling Haaland went out there and he said, you know, and he said, you know what? I want to win this. I want to make this game for myself, and I want to achieve history." He's like, "Well, you don't know what he's thinking, man. Stop talking bollocks. You know, stick to facts, you lot. Stay out of fucking people's private lives because you love all that." And you know, just briefly on the Dele Alli situation, you know, they're all going to make millions out of, or make, you know, thousands out of his misery now, playing the, you know, maybe on his side because he was forced to get ahead of the game. But they're the bastards that drove him to coming out in the first place. But as I said, you know, I don't want to talk about it too much because I just don't want to talk about a guy's trauma. But, you know, just the media fucking piss me off. They really do. Is Kate letting Levy on the plane? It's Levy's plane. Kane is staying. I was a fly on the wall in the meeting with you. I'm a pilot and a flyer. Meanwhile, Daniel is trying to steal the moon with the help from yellow midgets that laugh a lot. What? Alright. But Levy hasn't got a football brain. Yeah, no, he don't. He doesn't. Just like probably everyone in the FA, everyone running the Premier League, UEFA, FIFA, all of these people, football agents, directors of football, technical directors, I just want them all to go. Get out of the game and just leave it to us and people with football brains. We know what we're bloody doing. Levy's allowed on the plane providing he has sanctioned the signing of Van der Ven and Tapsoba first, and Kane has signed that contract. Yeah, well, you know, or not, you know, Kane will sign in his own time if he's going to sign. We're going to get at least a good year out of him, a good fun year of football. And, you know, and all the speculation will start building. And I think if you know, if Harry stays a year and he's not signing a contract, and all those media twats start asking Postecoglou again and again and again, I'm pretty sure he'll just cut them short. You know, I've seen him do it before, and you know, he'll kill the story. He manages them very well. He knows what sort of idiots they are. He's had a baptism of fire through those idiots. Part of what makes him such a tough character. Yeah, Levy, they're flying Ryanair, man. Has it come to pass that on Ryanair you've got to pay to go to the toilet yet? That's what I find amazing about that airline. They've just, I don't know. You know what? I've only flown on Ryanair once. And yeah, it was cheap. But okay, I know it's cheap, right? But do your staff have to be complete arseholes and rude? I mean, I don't understand that. Is that all part of the Ryanair experience that you just get treated like shit? I mean, surely these people just put a fucking smile on their face, or maybe they're paid so little as well that they're just bloody grumpy as well. I don't know. I don't know. It's like you ask, a glass of water, and it's like, oh God, you want me to sell my own mum? Oh, I got his name right, Darren Lewis. Yeah, he's a closet Arsenal fan. Yeah, I just, it's that style of journalism, where I just don't like it. It's just pathetic, because they run out of facts. They run out of facts and things to observe and write. That's part of the skill in old school journalism is to, like if you're talking about a football match, is to use words in such a way that while you're reading it, you can imagine what the game was like, and it approximates what might have happened in the match. It gets your imagination going. But journalists today, they're not interested in doing shit like that. Not interested at all. There's no skill in it anymore. Can't stand them. Can't stand them. George is saying, Torres rejected Spurs last season, reportedly. This season signs for Villa. Hardly a step up from us, yeah. No, that's crazy, yeah. I think we're going to finish above Villa this year. Ellie's being quiet on her dark arts experience. Spain, yes, I'm covering them on Tuesday next week, Jose. Okay. Yeah, I saw that, Shamu. I saw that tweet. He might be stealing Van der Voo. See? Shamu Van der Voo. I'm going to call him Van der Voo now. Bugger it. Van der Voo in honour of Shamu Van Spurs. Van der Voo. Especially if he signs for... Well, even if he signs for Spurs. That's his new nickname. Thank you, Shamu. You've anointed him. Yeah, they might be or they might not. I don't know. Torres was coached by Emery at Villarreal, probably why he went there. Fair enough, man. Plenty saying Darren Lewis is Liverpool. I don't think it matters what team he supports. I don't like that style of journalism because this is my main point about it. And there's a lot of journalists like that. Instead of what they're reporting is all about the thing that they're reporting, it all becomes about them and their own ego. And I predicted this, all right. This is, what I mean. I don't like journalism where it's about the journalists more than what they're reporting. So I don't give a flying shit about a journalist's opinion. I'm just not interested in that at all. That's not what they're there for. I mean, maybe there's a room for that in like editorials, things like that, or when you're presenting, maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say. I think they're two separate things, though. I think the people known for their opinions, maybe that's one thing. Okay, but when you claim to be a journalist reporting on fact, and all you talk about is what you reckon because of your own inflated self importance and ego, I just can't stand it. I get a real bee in my bonnet because it just sticks out like dog's balls to me when I hear someone talk in that way, And I'm not talking about people on YouTube or shit like that because we're not journalists, And I think everybody that's doing football YouTube, or ones I watch anyway, have got are quite humble in some ways. It's when you're a journalist, a paid professional journalist, and you just talk about yourself. That's in fact what you're doing. You're talking about yourself. I'm not interested, man. Not interested. Don't know what we're talking about. I've lost track here. Dave Clark, my last holiday abroad, we flew Jet 2. Is that another one? Jet 2. Now I'm absolutely magnificent. Okay, there we go. Van der Voo, the kangaroo. They call everything roo here in Australia, man. Everything. It's I find it a little bit embarrassing actually. Like Socceroos, what's wrong with the Australian football team, Australian national soccer team? You know, it's a bit cringy. We've got the hockey roos, the Matildas. I suppose Matildas is better than. Well, Matildas itself, it's a bit. It's a bit 1788, if you know what I mean. You know, this land was around long before 1788, and you know, that's a bit recent for me. Jose, it's not Jose, you're Spanish, not Jose. We will finish above Villa, Newcastle, and Brighton next season. Yeah, I think there's a fair chance. Man. I think we could surprise an awful lot of people, and because it's close season and I've got to slow down a bit. I'm fading a bit, man. Whew, going a while, talking too much. I wasn't expecting much to talk about on the stream, but you fun people out there are keeping me going here, which I'm enjoying. But I just got to take a little rest from time to time. Oof. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. I might have to have a little intermission video. Just when I've got to have a little chill out time, you know. What were we saying? Oh yeah. No, I think we are going to surprise a few people this year, because I think we're going to win the Premier League. There you go. Fuck it, we're going to win the Premier League. Delusional. Delusional. I don't care. I'm a dreamer, man. I dream that there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow every time I see a rainbow. Second thing that pops in my head, I think, oh, how cool is that? Isn't that amazing, a bloody rainbow? And we do get a lot of rainbows in Sydney, because even when there's a lot of rain, there's also a bit of sun. As soon as I see both, I'm looking away from the sun to see a rainbow. There's always a pot of gold there. There's always a bit of magic there, a bit of mystery in this wonderful world. And so, yeah, I'm delusional. Yeah, there you go. I don't know fiction from reality. I don't care. We're going to win the Premier League. And when we win, and if we don't, oh, well, so what? Don't care, man. Don't care. Oh, you were wrong. I don't care if I'm wrong. You know? So what? Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. Don't matter, does it? We're not talking about huge moral, you know, decisions here. We're just talking about a fucking football club lifting a trophy. If you're going to be wrong about something, you might as well be wrong about that. It's harmless, isn't it? Joe say, oh, this is a good... Oh, Van der Vu. Okay, you approve. All right, man. Okay, you've given it the thumbs up. Right, no worries, man. Jose, I don't give two wasps in a whirlwind about... Yeah, that's my saying. That's a good one, man. Why not? Queen Ellie says, Barcelona ladies beat VfL Wolfsburg ladies in this year's Champions League. Olympique Lyon have won it an incredible 8 times. Oh, interesting, eh? Interesting. Ferns, yeah. Yeah, Ferns is... I'd say Ferns is less cringe, man. That's all right, isn't it? I mean, that's a thing in nature. Yeah, I mean, Matildas, people like it, but it's, you know, it's all about a Banjo Patterson song. It's a bit, you know, a bit New Australia, if you know what I mean. Shamu Van Spurs, watched football, Ferns and Percival missed a Citarelli. Oh, you're talking to each other. Kate's off to bed. Thank you for joining me, Kate. Hope you have a lovely sleep. Dream of Tottenham glory, eh? Jose says aim low and say we're going to win the league, but we'll go for the treble. Yeah, that's right, man. Bill Nicholson, aim high. Aim high. Jeez, people forget the bloody club we support. It's better to succeed aiming high than fail aiming low. Because at Tottenham, we set our standards and sights so high that even in failure, there is within it an echo of glory. And I apply that to my own deluded dreams. Aim high, fuck it. Dream big, don't matter. And my silly little dream of us winning the Premier League, it's got no effect at all. No effect at all on whether we actually do or not. So me saying we're going to win the Premier League or going to win the treble, I like the cut of that, we're going to win the treble, don't make any difference, does it? Like, who am I? I'm just some twat on the internet. Don't matter, does it? Sure. Let's go in. Shamu Van... What was your name? Was it Shamu Van Vu? Oh, Van der Vu. Sorry, you're Van der Vu. Shamu Van der Vu. That was it. Shamu Van der Vu. Never steal a leprechaun's gold. That's boy, no, you don't want to do that, man. No. Dodgy. Game in the cup final. Right, we're drawing to a little conclusion here. Let's have a look here. How many people have got watching? We've still got a few. There's a few in. I don't want to hear myself. I'm enjoying doing this, but you know, maybe it's the season to bring this to a close. Hey, been going a little while, longer than I thought. Thanks for hanging around, folks. Thanks for all those people watching, all you out there. Thanks to people commenting, because you know it keeps me going. Really, when there's nothing to talk about, it's nice just talking silly old shit, isn't it? Really. When the season gets going, it's going to be more meat on the bone, but hopefully it'll still be silly, because I like silly. There's not enough silly and absurdity in the world. Well, there's a lot of absurdity, but absurdity puts a bit of a smile on the dial. That's what I'm into. And if you've clicked like and subscribe, that's all well and good. If you don't, you don't. Thanks for watching. That's the main thing. Come back again anytime. You're more than welcome whenever you feel like it. And I've got a GoFundMe in the description. Because I'll put it this way: if you enjoy what you're watching and you feel like contributing to me in a pretty hard time, that's all cool by me. Thank you very much, and I've had a lot of support, and it's meant it's meant a huge difference to my way in life, you know. And with a couple of extra bucks, it'll make a big difference again. Believe you me. So thanks to everyone, and you know, peace and love to you all, and come on, you Spurs.